Hello everybody, welcome back to another Chill Sunday stream. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everything is good. I see we got Doug here. Doug says, Sunday streams in this economy. I hope you all have a great stream. Not just the economy anymore. It's everything. Sunday streams in the worst timeline. But here we are. We're still chill. We're still Sunday. Il says, we here indeed. We are here. We're still good. At least for the moment. Question, pirate hat. What's this question of pirate hat? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. Zero says, I say we all commit to being evil and wear paper goatees on our faces until we can all grow them out. Yes, there is a goal. Indeed. Jalek says, Sundays won't exist for much longer. Better make use of them while we still can. No, Sundays are going to be mandatory work and pray days under our Christian nationalist fascist government. So, when that happens, we'll have Chill Sunday church service and I'll go get my license to be a pastor or something. I don't know. If I'm allowed to, because I'm a woman. Let's see how well I can avoid making my, Okay, Il. Okay. Challenge accepted. 1 second. Alright, you happy? We got a pirate hat. Ahoy, everyone. Welcome to Chill Sunday stream featuring Witchy pirates. Oh, damn, Zero. It feels like we lost still, even with a, There we go. I like that angle. That angle works well. It pushes the ears down, which is kind of cute. Not gonna lie. Thanks. Also, Il, thank you for the $5 dono, which made the pirate hat happen today. Also, everyone who joined, Il, Zero, Jalix, merchants, thank you all for stopping by. I hope you will have a chill and lovely Sunday, despite the fact that we have chosen, poorly collectively, outside of our control. And even though we are on the verge of something very bad. I will try to refrain from keeping my lyrics in the territory, or my vocals, my speaking in the territory of emo music at this point. You know, 90s emo music or early 2000s emo music. But I can't make any promises. Chuckles, we're in danger. Yar. Oh, that's so funny. I wish I could set the goal for 3. I can see you, Jaguar. Yes, I'm getting to all the messages. I'm kind of shocked to see so many people here so early, but it's pleasant. I'm very happy. Jaguar says, "Yay, witchy woo time. Hello, everyone. I hope it's chill day for everyone. I am always glad to see the kitty in the box. And Jaguar, I hope you indeed have a chill and lovely Sunday." Yeah, put it on live chat if you can. Apparently I'm not the only one complaining about this. I think I got everybody. I got Ill, Zero, Jalix. I got Jaguar, Merchants, Doug popped in for a sec. Yeah, if anybody else didn't just get mentioned, put out another message. But I guess we're doing Pirate Witchy Day. That Jekyll we're in danger has been my GIF of the week. I read YouTube chat as white chat because a lot of social media people use YT as a shorthand for... Yeah. YouTube is YT. Also, white. Oh, but let's take a little break, a little Sunday break. Of course, we'll still talk about stuff, but let's take a little bit of time to, you know, not press the panic button today, because I think we all need a moment to just breathe, talk about stuff in a calm fashion, even though the world's burning behind us, because what are we gonna do right now? Panicking isn't doing anything, right? Also, hello and welcome, Sam. Yeah, let's talk about witches. Also, let's start another goal. Why doesn't it let me pick 3 super chats as an option? That'd be nice. I don't know if we picked that one. This is a new thing where you can set goals. That's kind of cool. Were there any witch pirates or pirate witches? I am sure there were. Let's find out. Pirate witches history. Apparently, during the Salem witch trials, several men in Salem were convicted of piracy and aiding and abetting the witches. Does that count? I feel like you have to be a witch if you're a woman pirate automatically. But yeah. I don't know, what's another reasonable goal for me to set up? I threw that goal in as a joke, and Il was like, no, we're doing it. Tara looks like a creative character from an RPG. The overlap between them may be slim given that sailors were mostly men and witchcraft was an accusation mostly made at women. First of all, most sailors were men, as far as we know. A lot of women dressed up as men. There were a lot of people who went out to sea that you couldn't tell what things were going on. If you were talking about, like, Royal Navy, or you were talking about things like that, like, I would be more inclined to agree with you. You'd expect, you'd be underwhelmed, you'd be overwhelmed by the amount that actually did. We know of several, and that means several were probably not there. There were also pirate queens in other parts of the world. There were a lot of pirate women out there. And I'm sure many of them practice some form of mystical things. What other crazy headwear can we ask Tara to wear? I was trying to think if my Halloween costume was still available or easily accessible. And if so, I was going to make that a live chat. But I'd change into it. Not on stream, obviously. I'll set that one up. Whatever. If somebody does it, I'll figure it out. But I'm not too concerned either way. Alright, let's continue Witchy Life Story after all that. Sorry about the breaks the past couple of weeks. I think I was stressed and tense and getting tension, headaches, and migraines, probably from what happened on Tuesday, you know, in advance. The stress was probably getting to me. But, now I kind of just feel like I don't care. And I don't mean that in the sense that I don't actually care. Just, I think something has made me kind of care very personally about some of the repercussions, if that makes sense. Like, it's not an I don't care as in I really don't care. It's an I don't care as in I feel like Tuesday was such a... I don't want to say betrayal. Betrayal's not the right word. but it hurts. To the point where it doesn't seem to kind of have the same impact. I can't say I feel betrayed because I kind of knew half the country was like that. Jaguar says that's real. The anxiety and stress was getting to me too. To be honest, like racing heart and everything, but now the bubbles burst with reality and I'm numb and I'm sad at the same time. I feel like there's nothing holding me back. That's the I don't care feeling. Like, what do I have to lose by just, what do I have to hold back at this point? Why be worried? Because only the worst can happen. Zero says, I think I feel the same way. It's not like we can change anything about us, so we just have to make the best of it and get through however we can. Zero also says, I also feel a lot of fatigue when it comes to caring for others. I have fatigue caring for very specific groups of people right now. And Sam had also said, I'm just saying general trends at the times, like there are plenty of male school teachers in America, but it's still a women-dominated field currently. Yeah, the thing is that I'm getting at is that we don't have an accurate history of gender and sexuality. If women or what we would consider trans men today did happen to go aboard pirate ships and did happen to serve, then we would not have any sort of record of that. If they were successful at staying either hidden or living out their authentic lives, we would have no records of that. So it is impossible to make a judgment, and everything that I have come across shows that it's likely in much higher numbers than we would ever consider likely. Because it's the exact same types of people who would be drawn to piracy. In addition, I could see why for certain populations there would be an increased desire to do that. I mean, the fact that we have records of Anne Bonny and Mary Read because they got caught and captured speaks volumes, but the best pirates were the ones that didn't. Oh my god. I should not commit to things I am not prepared for. I will be right back. Everyone, I will be right back. Thank you so much for the donation. I will try to dig it out, and if it doesn't happen this week, it will happen next week. Just give me a few minutes to change. Halloween costume is on. There you go. Get Halloween costume. I am now Witchy Woo. Witchy Woo pirate. Oh man, that's funny. Also, thank you, Il, for the $10 donation. I was able to dig it out of my closet, and now we're witchy today. Let me catch up with chat, and then we could actually play the game. Gangle says I'm deeply worried and concerned. Hello, Gangle. Hope you're having a chill Sunday, despite the fact that you are deeply concerned. Also, how no one responded to you, "Hi Gangle, I'm Dad," is beyond me, and I applaud this chat, but I've ruined it by saying it. So, or "Hi deeply worried and concerned, I'm Dad." That would be the joke, right? Jalik says, damn, Tara's learning the basics of streaming. I have known the basics of streaming. What I didn't have access to was a magic button that says goals, because I'm not on Twitch. Now I have a magic button here that says goals, so I can start goals. So I could make it so that if I manage to get a certain amount of super chats, that I could make promises to people. Zara said Tara didn't think the costume was going to happen until it did. Yeah, pretty much. I didn't think anyone was going to put $10 in. Il with the Halloween costume and the pumpkin popping in and surprising me with that. Gangle says, a pirate career probably wouldn't be a long-lasting one. It was pretty high risk. Yes and no. It paid way better than anything else you could get at the time. And that's why people did it. Unless you were already a wealthy noble, there was no way you were going to make enough money to make as much as a pirate did. Pirates also had I'm not talking about the privateers that were licensed by the governments. I'm talking about pirates. At least there was a move towards something akin to democracy on the ships. There was usually pay that was relatively shared, with the captain taking slightly higher wages due to higher risk, and cabin boys taking slightly lower because they were younger and inexperienced and needed training. But you were talking about like a 4 to 8 time price differential between the highest and lowest earners, as opposed to what we see in modern capitalism or anything comparable in the British Royal Navy at the time. Sam says, I was shocked how involved my sister's Red Queen costume was this year. She was like, threw it together with cheap stuff from Temu. Queen of Hearts Wonderland. I never used Temu. How does that compare? Because, like, I tried looking into it, and I got sent a whole bunch of, like, things about how I could get a bunch of free stuff if I just spun wheels, and I was like, this looks like a scam. I'm not saying it is a scam, just I have never... I was not in the mood to deal with that at that day. Jaguar says, is Red Queen the same as the Queen of Hearts? I think they're different. Zero says, I think so. I think the characters had 2 different names in each of the Wonderland books. I've seen depictions where the Red Queen and the Queen of Hearts are 2 different characters. The White Queen is all but forgotten because, yeah, because the White Queen is from the chessboard from, yeah, Wonderland. They had 2 different names, each of the Wonderland books. My favorite is the Duchess. Her life lessons made no sense, but made sense at the same time, kind of like in real life lessons. Sam says, granted, I think she wasn't presented in the book as homicidal. Jaguar says she definitely had off with his head moments, but maybe not as intense as the Disney portrayal. Sam then says, they're based on the War of Roses, where a flag for each queen was red and white rose. And now everybody's celebrating the pirate, which, let's be pirates for the next 4 years. I mean, I'm a pirate every single day of my life. I have the flag behind me to prove it. Il says the other apps like that too, AliExpress minigames. Zero says Temu is very scammy. They combine all the psychological tricks that make gambling so addictive with shopping, which is dangerous. Sam also says, I've never bought from Temu either. My impression is it's just Amazon, but for cheaper knockoffs. I've gotten some decent stuff on AliExpress before. I just never use the app version. But finally, let's get back into Witchy story. Now that we, I guess, have me dressed like a pirate witch. We dealt with those 3 last time. We dealt with you last time. I think this is where we wrapped up, and then we have these 2 left on this day. You walk into the studio and see Nyesha standing frozen in the middle of the room. Stop, don't come any closer. You'll get sucked in too. But I've got your order? Quick, roll it to me. Okay. You take the freedom oil and roll it towards Nyesha. However, due to the oil's non-cylindrical cylinder form, it starts to veer off to the left. Almost. Nyesha reaches for it, but her feet appear glued to the floor. Fortunately, she manages to grab it just before it rolls out of reach. Got it. That oil won't help with whatever glue has you stuck to the floor. It's not glue. The pressure radiating from these walls is trapping me here. When I wrote my order to you, I could still at least move my feet a little. But now I can't move at all. Nyesha pops up the oil and applies it to her wrists. You wait a few moments, and another few moments. Let's see if I can move now. Nyesha tries to lift her foot, but it's still stuck to the floor. Stupid oil, why isn't it working? Probably because you haven't actually solved what's keeping you from moving. Obviously, it's some sort of energy in the room. Well, yeah, but what energy exactly and why? That's what the oil's supposed to help you figure out. I don't have time for this. I need to get unstuck now. Then you need to stop and think about what's causing this. That's it. You're a witch. Yeah. So that means you could do energy readings, right? What if you do an energy reading of me? Why would I just read about them in last month's Coven Bulletin. They said energy readings can help you figure out how you're feeling. Apparently, they should be easy enough for a witch. Unless you're really, not a witch. I'm a witch. I could do energy readings with my eyes closed. Even though I've never done one with my eyes open. What was that? Nothing? Now get into position. I can't move. Right. You should be fine as is. You've watched your grand do hundreds of energy readings, so it can't be that hard. Besides, it's not like Nyesha has any experience with energy readings either. She won't be able to tell if you're really seeing something or just making it up. Right, let's see what we've got going here. I'm seeing colors. Like all sorts of colors, like orange, blue, white, red, and green. What does that mean? It means, lots of things. Things are complicated, or deep, and also, confused. Yes, that all makes so much sense. What else? Yeah, Tara, what else do you see? How about the shape? Energy is like a cloud. This could mean no clear path forward. It could also mean that all paths are around. Kind of hard to say. You might need to experiment. Oh, at least it seems like Nyesha's buying it, but you're kind of running out of ideas. Let's wrap this up with one more element that you see. Looks like your aura is concentrating around everywhere. You wave your hand up and down in front of your body, referencing no particular location. So like everywhere? Yeah. And that means it's all-encompassing. So rainbow nebulous energy located everywhere. Okay, but what if these things combined mean? What's the deal with this stupid room and with me? Well, you see, you're just about to give your explanation, you realize, and you do feel strange energy. Like a simmer on the verge of a boil. And it seems to want Niasha's attention. Could the energy be coming from the room, or maybe from something else? It's probably best you just focus on the aura reading. It's what Niasha asked for anyway. The rainbow of colors I see indicates many factors at play. Meanwhile, the energy's cloudy shape says the way forward is lost. However, the energy around your body means struggles affect every aspect of your life. Wow, you sounded like a legit witch there. There's something in here. What? No? It's just a loose shelf. Jonas should come over and fix it. No, I can feel it, Niasha. Maybe that's the energy you're... No. Anyway, thanks for the spell and the reading. Look, I can move my feet again. Better get back to work, don't you think? Now, if you could go so I can paint, that'd also be great. Niasha starts pushing you out the door. Wait, Niasha? Let's figure this out together. Sorry, really, it's nothing to worry about. Bye. Niasha slams the door behind you. Why does it feel like everyone in this village asks for my help and then kicks me out? Because that's what happens. You walk up to the music studio. You oddly don't hear any sound coming from inside. Devin, are you there? The door creaks open. Someone peeks out. Tara, is that you? Yeah. And only you? As far as I can tell. We need to be quick. Devin opens the door and pulls you inside. Devin, what's going on? Alright, we're good. You look down and notice Devin is grasping your arm. Quite the grip there, my friend. Oh, sorry, I'm all out of sorts, aren't I? Just a little. What's going on? You're going to laugh at me. No, I won't, I promise. After what I did at that party, people keep coming to see me. So every time someone knocks at the door, I put on a fake voice and tell them I'm not here. But I don't think it's very convincing because they keep coming. And now everyone just thinks I'm weird. That means the spell worked. They're supposed to think I'm weird? Not that. The fact that people are coming to see you. I guess? But my throat hurts so much after all the talking the other day. I haven't been able to practice any of my singing. I see. I'm afraid after today you'll feel much better. Honestly, I'm jealous of people like Niasha and Jonas. People with big personalities can walk into a room full of consonants and people notice them. But for me, I feel like such a background person. And then when I get my time in the spotlight, I just get overwhelmed. I feel like I should be more like them, then I would have a role in social situations. A role? Like a job? I guess. I mean, like, what do I bring to the table? I'm just the dull, quiet person who stands in the corner. People only come to see me now because they think I'm something else. But don't you want to be someone else? Wasn't it New Summer, New Me or something? I was wrong. I want to be the quiet person who stands at the corner, but that doesn't feel interesting enough. Sorry, I'm being such a downer right now. You're describing contradictory things, and I think it's time you figure out what you want. Because you both want to be social and antisocial, or asocial at the same time. It's not antisocial, asocial. Like, I want to be social, but then I want to be able to pull back, and it's like, okay, well, set some boundaries, set some work down, you know? Sam has said, I've never bought from oh, I read that. Jaguar says, this game inspired me to get back into TTRPG, and I'm slowly getting back into a solo TTRPG that's based on Kiki's delivery service that I love so much. Awesome. Jaguar says, trying to stay creative and upkeep my self-care, though, it is becoming more and more difficult. I can see why. Sam says, I've been skipping all my subscriptions to narcissism YouTube channels, research to make room in my brain to process the stress from the election. I mean, that's one way to cope for it. I hope it's working for you. Because I don't know. I think people are going to cope in strange ways, and I think that we're just going to have to be very patient with everybody right now as we start to figure out how we're all going to settle into this new environment, because things have changed drastically. Sam asked if the TTRPG was analog, and Jaguar confirmed. Jaguar says, Devin, just don't have practice being in the spotlight. Use all of projection spaces when speaking, and not the small right space. Probably used because of being insecure. Zero says, is Devin based on me? I couldn't tell you, Zero. But what I can tell you is that Devin annoys me and you don't, so take that as you will. Because I kind of just want to take Devin and just, like, grab him by the shoulders and be like, what do you want? Sam says, I'm just surprised to hear analog and solo for an RPG. Yeah, there's a lot of solo RPGs out there. And, you know, GM-less ones that, honestly, of all people, Jaguar has introduced me to, personally. Because Jaguar tends to host stuff on the server, or used to. Not to put you in the spotlight unintentionally, Jaguar, but apparently we're doing that today, okay? Everybody gets a chance in the spotlight. Devin says, I don't know what to do. We're friends, right? But I don't want to make you stand in the corner if you don't want to. Oh my god. Devin. That's fair, Zero. I couldn't tell you enough to tell you about your connection with Devin, and if you feel a connection to Devin, that's more power to you. I can just say that you don't annoy me. Devin annoys me. And the reason Devin annoyed me just there is because my character says, I will stand in the corner with you. It is a choice my character is making to commit time to spending time with their friend Devin. And it's immediately negated with, but I don't want to make you stand in the corner. It's like, okay, if you don't want to make me stand in the corner, then I'm just going to leave. Jaguar says, yeah, I used to host games and I loved it so much. Just saying I should host a game and then I find myself fatigued that I just don't know. So in other words, Tara will be annoyed with Devin, but Zero should take it personally. No, Zero should not take it personally. Zero says, I would love to actually do a Wander Home session for real. Sam says, I can't say if skipping the narcissism videos is helping. I just get to one in my list and I think I don't have the spoons right now. Yeah, I get that. I mean, Is the narcissism thing bothering you because it's Trump? Because Trump acts like a narcissist, or is a narcissist, or whatever word you want to use? Or is it tied to the following that he has and all that? Like, where does that come from for you, Sam? Do I seem like someone who wants to be the life of the party? I don't need to be the life of the party, but I do want to be part of its systems. Okay, question for you all. My brain went to, what part of the human body would I be? Because, like, if you were at a party, like, what would be the equivalent organ that you'd want to be? Because say the heart is in the spotlight, right? Like, because the heart is the thing running, like, beating and keeping everything alive. Like, what organ would you all want to be? In the party that is the human body. Felix says the eyes. Why the eyes? Tell me. Tell me why. Felix says, or ears. Either I notice things others don't a lot of the time. Il says, what's the question? So the question is more or less, if you were to take the human body as the embodiment of a party where the heart is the spotlight, what organ would you want to be in that party? Jaguar says, I think Devin needs to be hands. They're always doing a task so they can have something to do, but don't have to stay in one place for too long to feel in the spotlight. Yeah. Il wants to be the kidney. You want to flush out the toxins? The gut microbiome of the party. Somehow that sounds fitting, because it's like you're one of the most important components, but you kind of function in the background, but also you get burned by the alcohol at the party, and you kind of get mildly destroyed and then have to recover afterwards. And kidney is filtering out the toxins, at least in the liquid portion. Zero says, and no one really understands all I do, but you're so necessary. Okay, yeah, that works. Where do you all put me? That's the next question. Devin says you've never even ever been to a party. I've been to one, and I can't say I feel like I've missed much. Jalix's immune system would be being on the lookout for bad actors. I'd say that works for Tara. Pineal gland? For you or for me? Why did I hear pineal as perineal? Because you're hungry. Because you're the stomach, Jaguar. Sam says Tara is the pineal gland. It's the third eye. I mean, you're not wrong. So I've got immune system or pineal gland. Interesting. Jaguar says I do be the stomach, though I'm not shy about eating at a party. Also, you're kind of the closest thing to being important besides the heart. Like, you're like... Like, you kind of like... The pineal gland is, it controls endocrine function in the middle of the brain. And regulates things like circadian rhythm and hormone production like melatonin. So it keeps things, like, kind of calm. Let you sleep. It's kind of the voice of reason. In an otherwise chaotic situation. Is that what I'm supposed to be feeling too? No, I've spread my anxiety again. Okay, you cannot spread anxiety. You feel anxiety and feel like you're projecting. I'm glad I'm not the only new person here, at least. Yep, feel free to vent to me about all the awkwardness of it all. And you can vent to me too. And we can help each other summon the courage to keep marching forward. We shall rule over the quiet back corner of every party. Yes, it shall be open to everyone who wishes they weren't at the party. I'm really glad you stopped by. I'm feeling much better now. I'm glad. I should get going, though, and let you rest. Thanks. And if you see anyone looking for me on your way out, tell them you aren't here. Got it. Thanks, Tara. Bye! Sam says, and a lot of modern mysticism associates the pineal gland with the third eye. Which, for a crow witch pirate over here, seems to make a lot of sense. Now I need to get, like... I don't have this, so I'm not setting it up as a thing, because I'm not prepared for it. Did they just dematerialize? They went back to their corner, and they just appear invisible, like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. If he stands perfectly still in the corner, nobody sees him. But, maybe I need to get, like, a crow familiar for my shoulder. Or, like, a crow parrot thing. Like, I need to get a hybrid. And add that as the third tier for this. And just have it annoying me on my shoulder the whole stream. All the better if I can rig it with a little button that says, like, caw-caw! Or caw-caw, matey! Or something like that. Ah. You know what it is? I feel like the tension broke. Like, that's the thing that happened with this election. Like, I finally recognized something, I guess, in myself. That there was a hope that we would be able to hold the line, that people were better, that the whole of the United States was still in that decorum state, if that makes sense. Like, that we would be able to have 4 more years to build. And now that we don't, and now that we're here and we're seeing all the messed up stuff that's happening and all of the anti-women stuff coming to the full front of everything, I don't feel like I need to, like, play with decorum anymore. I don't have the energy for the decorum, maybe. Is that it? And I don't have the tension anymore because we finally made a decision. Indecision is a lot worse for me than having the choice. And understanding just how half of the United States is either ignorant of the reality that we're in, or flat out has made a decision to hurt other people that are my neighbors, I don't have to put energy into appealing to them or focusing on them. Zero says, I still think people are good deep down. I think they're much more susceptible to propaganda now. You are far more optimistic right now than I am. And I give you all the credit for being that. But for me, I can't help but recognize the fact that Trump is who he is and is pretty much the antithesis of his movement, and the people who follow him have such a misogynistic leaning, have such a racist leaning, that I cannot, in good conscience, believe that in the choice between him and a woman of color, that her losing doesn't spell the fact that people were complicit in this act and knew what they were doing and made a distinct choice. They don't know the full extent, maybe, that of how it's going to backfire on them, but they knew enough to know that he had committed some very vile acts and that he has hurt people directly, and that his followers are the same kinds of people who lack any sense of... His immediate followers, I should say, are the type of people who don't care about things like consent. And that's very obvious by some of the messaging that's come out in the immediate aftermath of the election, where everybody's waving Project 2025 and more misogynistic rhetoric in our faces. And so I can't help but believe that the choice of picking Trump over Kamala represents a combination of ignorance, apathy, and hatred. And all three are things that I can't really sit with very well. If that makes sense. And I just don't have the patience for it. And I have zero patience for misogyny right now. And zero patience for racism right now. And zero patience for transphobia. Not that I had it before, but like... It used to be at the level where it was like, maybe they just don't understand. Maybe I can convince or talk to some people. I don't feel like I'm in a place to convince anybody of anything, and I don't care. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it is where I'm at. Like, how am I supposed to convince a woman that has voted for Trump, a white woman that's voted for Trump, which is statistically very likely, that a woman can actually be a leader and that you didn't have to vote for the man just because he's a man? When they flat out will say things like, women can't be leaders, when they have internalized misogyny, and like, what am I supposed to say to that? I don't have the power to convince them otherwise. And overwhelmingly, at least 50% of this country, because the popular vote went a certain type of way, are either apathetic enough, ignorant enough, or hateful enough, even if some of that hatred is focused inward, in order to allow this outcome to happen. That's how I see it at this point. Zero says it does make sense and it hurts me to see that what they've done too, but I can't keep being the person that I am without the beliefs that I hold. If I don't hold on to some semblance of hope, and I refuse to change. You were amazing. and hold on to that as long as you can, and as long as you feel comfortable, and as long as it's not hurting you. And truthfully, be good at, like, you're awesome for being able to hold on to that after this. I just think that the combination of factors that include him getting elected the first time, that include COVID and the response to it, and the amount of people that we lost and that died needlessly because we couldn't contain a virus, because we made mask wearing like a big issue. And this election kind of hitting me as the third thing kind of broke something. And honestly, I feel good about it. I feel kind of liberated in that breaking, in a weird way. And I don't know if I enjoy that entirely, but I know that that's how I'm feeling. I could help Devin summon the energy to make things happen. Let me write this down in my grimoire. Alright, so on this day, we have talked to everybody. Did we do all the gardening stuff? I think we did all the gardening stuff last time. Yeah, looks that way. Oh, you got something for me today? I want to see it. Caw-caw! Yes, I remember our agreement. We already gave him a treat. So... I think that moves us on to day 6. Dear Tara, I feel as though as if there's so much I want to say, yet I can't bring myself to say it. Unfortunately, this has caused some conflict within the festival planning committee. Perhaps a potion to get us all on the same page. I think I have a solution, but I want nothing else to go wrong during my attempt. I need to know if I've truly figured it out. Could I get another charm? Jean. I don't like Jean either. Hi Tara, I'm feeling a little lost about what kind of music to write. I feel like I'm not capturing Flora. I don't know, maybe someone else has a good idea, maybe the potion could help. Thank you, Devin. Okay, so I also want to talk about my thoughts on these characters in this game. Right, before we do anything else. I really like Nisha. Nisha's awesome. Devin annoys me, but I feel like Devin annoys me for a reason because his insecurities get in the way, or their insecurities rather get in the way of them having a good time. And it's like, I want you to have a good time, so please just stop. Just take a moment and let the insecurity sit within you and like sit with the discomfort for a minute and let everybody else just be. Because projecting the insecurity outward is just not going to help you. This guy here, I don't like him at all. He annoys me, like beyond annoyed. I literally just don't like him. I don't want to hang out with him. I don't want to be near him. Ruth, she's a lovely lady. And I think she's amazing. She runs everything. She's got her stuff together. You know, she's doing the best she can with very limited resources. I cannot complain. This one over here, A little hapless. A little hapless, but I can live with that. He's trying. Or they're trying. They're trying their best, right? These two over here are working hard, trying their best, trying to make things happen. I'm good with them. Like, not my favorite. Gene over here. I don't like him. The baker needs to be recycled. He needs to stop throwing out food. I can't. It's good that there are folks in the left and the movement are still hopeful. As someone who works with people all the time, my faith is at an all-time low, and I will need people like Sarah to be hopeful. You know what's interesting? I feel more... Now that I'm not offering as much empathy, I feel more hopeful for myself. It feels like I put up a lot of boundaries and walls that needed to be there, that were not there before. And I open things up to not caring about how people will look at certain things. Like, people can attribute bad motivations to you all you want, but, like, I know what my motives are, and I know where they're going, and I'm kind of not trying to hold myself up to a standard either, quite as much either. Because what's the point? Like, in a lot of ways, I feel very kind of liberated by this whole nonsense. I don't know if I'm making sense with that. Like, by not having to be as empathetic for as many people, especially people who wouldn't give me the positive stuff that I need in my life, and constantly trying to appeal to people and constantly trying to convince people, that put more weight on me than I think I needed. And not caring what people who would otherwise be antagonistic towards me feel, that's liberating. I don't feel liberated socially. I don't feel liberated in the Project 2025 is literally going to put a boot on our necks sense. I feel liberated personally in the sense that, as Jalix just said, I'm saving my energy for the people that are worth it. And I'm putting more into people who have proven themselves and who have been there and who have shown me empathy and kindness in return. I'm not sitting there trying to convince certain, I'm not out there trying to convince certain leftists that we need to hold the line for 4 more years. I'm not sitting there trying to convince some more moderate liberals, like, hey, you need to do this to make sure he doesn't get into power. Like, you need to, like, work on this or that or the other thing. I'm not going to go into specifics, but it's more like, we need to protect ours right now. That means protecting queer people. That means protecting women. That means protecting people of color. That means hunkering down and making sure we're safe as possible. And so, yeah, saving the energy for people who are worth it. What do we got here? Ruth needs a potion to help her tied up tongue. I don't know why tied up tongue made me want to, like, twist my own tongue around. Tied up tongue. So she needs that potion. This is not how I would organize my book. But I'm glad it works for the character in the game. Alright, we need a rose. We need some chamomile. No, we need lavender. No, I messed up. That's not lavender. That is allium. Allium and yarrow. A chit-chat potion. It's a good way to get rid of tongue-tied. Gene needs a charm to make sure nothing goes wrong. Maybe he should change his entire personality then. Can you tell I don't like Gene? Chamomile. With some calendula. And some geranium. And he wants a charm. Dangle says, is she tongue-tied? I might be. Might be a little tongue-tied. The people who aren't... Isn't calendula marigold? I believe so. I believe they are one and the same. If not, they, I believe, are very, very related. Yeah, no, they're the same. They are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're definitely up there for me. I have some other flowers I do prefer, but calendula is definitely near the top. A lot of good magic with calendula. Alright, what are we doing? Orders. We're making a potion to help them find ideas. Zero says, I tried to grow some last year, but they didn't make it until November. I was sad. I'd be sad too. They're not a lot. Aren't they a decent amount of work? Did they not make it because they grew too early? Do you think it was like a climate change thing or something you could have done differently? Or what happened? If you have a hypothesis. You think you just lived too far north and it got cold? Ugh. Rough. Okay, okay. One crow treat coming up. Alright, we made all our potions. Let's head to the garden. Take out the supposed weeds, even though dandelions are here. Playing as a witch who pulls dandelions up as weeds bothers me, but, you know. It is what it is. think I gotta water. I forgot to water these down here. Dandelions are supposed to be yummy. They are both yummy and they are, from what I understand, pretty good for you. Nutritionally speaking, at least. Dandelion greens as well as dandelion root are... like, the whole plant's edible. The whole plant is completely edible. And you can make something that tastes kind of like coffee from the root. Without the caffeine, you know, stuff. So... hit or miss with some people, but you can do it. You heard they're toxic, specifically the milky stuff? What milky stuff? As far as I know, the entire plant is edible, but because they're considered, no. I don't know anything about the milky stuff inside of dandelion stems being an issue. What I've heard is that you can eat the entire plant from top to bottom, like root to flower, but the reason why you should be cautious is because they're seen as pests and because they're seen as plants that are considered undesirable in our gardens. We often use pesticides on them. And so they tend to have a high content of pesticides relative to other plants. If you were to just pick one, like, off of somebody's garden, you have to know what garden they're coming from. I'm gonna just double check which parts of the dandelion cannot be eaten. Roots, leaves, flowers are edible according to a couple of different sources. Back in the day, the milky sap inside the stem was said to have medicinal properties, although I couldn't speak to that because I've now researched it, and I don't know if that's more of like a herbalist versus, like, if that's been tested scientifically. Like, I don't have the science behind that to confirm that. And I do know that the flower tops were used to make dandelion wine. Weed is such an arbitrary categorization for a plant. It really is, because a lot of the things that we consider weeds are usually local plants that just would naturally grow, that are only weeds in the fact that they take up space and they take up nutrients from the soil that would affect crops that we might want to grow on it that are, you know, usually monocrop cultures. But overall, none of the local plants are what we would consider weeds, and many of them are either edible or do have some level of scientifically tested use. Although, definitely do your research before you do stuff and rely on the scientific journals if you are going to go out there and do it. Gangle says it's not so much of a pesticide issue, but dandelions are naturally bitter. If you deny them sun, they are really good and edible. Okay. In the United States, every lawn has an obscene amount of pesticides put on it specifically to stop dandelions because people associate them with causing allergies. And they still grow through the pesticides. But I cannot tell you how many suburban communities have specific requirements for you to put pesticides on your lawn to prevent the growth of dandelions. Zero says, I'm honestly more allergic to grass than dandelions. I'm allergic to, like, birch trees. And, like, ragweed. It's, like, the most random things. So in the US, don't pick dandelions unless you know the source, because truthfully speaking, they are putting some of the strongest pesticides, lawn pesticides, that will kill everything but grass. And that could be being used at your local park, it could be used at a golf course. We don't have wilds like that here at Gangle because we like to take entire swathes of land and decide, oh, that's a park, we're still going to hit it with pesticides. Like, unless you are significant distance from a local community, I wouldn't take a chance. Because the extent and overreach that some suburban communities will go to in order to preserve any sort of park or forest with a path in it. Yeah. And then the wild part to me is the fact that you can go to the supermarket and they'll charge you like $4 or $5 a pound for something that could grow on your lawn naturally. That you literally pay for poison to kill. Like, what sense does that make? When you could make wine from the flowers, when you can make salad from the grains, when you can use the milky sap for other things, and you can use the roots and grind them into something that would be able to be filtered into something that tastes like coffee. They do grow super easy, and I highly encourage people to move in the direction of growing your own dandelions. They're an easy fix for salad greens, and every part of the plant is useful. Gangle says pesticides are becoming very unpopular here. In the age of capitalism, I have a lot of issues with certain forms of pesticides and how we tend to find the cheapest solution, which may not be the most environmentally beneficial, nor the best for the people consuming said pesticides in the long run. There are some plants that will hold on to them, and do have long-term negative impacts, like Zara said, that some cause neurodegeneration. And I get the idea that in terms of making sure the populations have enough to eat, some trade-offs have to happen, right? Like, sometimes you take certain side effects when you have to go in the direction of making sure there's enough food for everybody. Except we don't have enough food for everybody. Hoarding still happens. There's tons of food waste, and we don't have a good distribution system on that end. And I don't think we're thinking about long-term consequences of what it's doing to soil. I think we could do better. without having a full degree in this, it makes it very difficult. But as much as I've studied and been able to ascertain, we're probably not doing anybody any service by using some of the pesticides that we're using. I can't name any specifics for reasons, but I'm not anti-pesticide per se, but I am definitely cautious with some of them. And there are some plants that are better at holding on to them than others. Gangle says we have a functioning government where I live, so something like pesticides is taken very seriously. What's a functional government? I don't know what that is. I haven't lived in that my entire life. Look at all this. You look over your shoulder to ensure no one's watching. I'm sure these plants and fungi are chock full of magical potential too. I'll have to take some home for research though. I got away with foraging last time. And shove it into my pockets. Caw! Oh no, my inner Ramsey again. Yes, I know, just because there's no sign doesn't mean it's free for the taking. Caw! And just because it was fine last time doesn't mean it's fine this time. Not getting caught doesn't make it legal. Because then you could actually stop me. Aw. You push your inner Ramsey far from the back of your conscience. We should be in a world where you can actually go forage at the park, and it should be fine. Zero says I've never heard anyone use functional and government in the same sentence in the US. Yeah, that's pretty much true. You walk into the town hall and head into Ruth's office. As you get closer, a heated argument gets louder and louder. You find Ruth standing outside her office. The heated argument comes from inside. You've already spent 75% of the budget. No more buying nails, wood, or whatever you do. Fine, then don't have a stage or produce stands or anything else. Oh, Tara, so glad you made it. What's going on in there? That's just Mel and Jonas figuring out the remaining construction budget and schedule. I really should be in there, but I was hoping to get that spell I requested first. Right. Here it is, a chit-chat potion. Just as you are about to hand Ruth her spell, Mel and Jonas erupt again. No, you're the one who stole my allowance to buy baseball cards. Oh, is that what this is really about? That was years ago. Do they usually argue that much, and this loudly? I think tensions are just running a little high at the moment. So irritating. I'll yell at them for you. No, please no more yelling. It will just fuel them. Sometimes I appreciate the fact that Mel and Jonas are siblings. It means they feel comfortable being honest with each other. The only problem is they can be too honest with each other. They sound like a lot to handle. Perhaps it's also my responsibility to ensure blow-ups like this don't happen. This could have been avoided if I had communicated my vision more clearly. I mean... You're not their mother. There's only so much you can do about brats. They certainly are acting bratty right now, but it's only because they care about the festival. Figuring out how to handle situations like this is all part of my responsibilities. Your actions in the short term can have long-term effects. Don't we know that? This is way too much for me. It's sort of like your magic, right? My magic is nowhere like being a mayor. I'm not making laws and stuff. Not like that. Magic only works when you can understand the intention and desires of the person the spell is for. That doesn't sound like something out of Coventpolitan. Nope, your grandmother told me that. Being mayor is similar in that you need to listen to people for things to run smoothly. Understand where they are coming from and what they want. Ruth takes a deep breath and stares off into space. You kind of feel like there's something not being said. If Ruth really believed what she said right now, you'd think she wouldn't look so sad right now. Maybe Ruth was trying to tell you something when she said magic's like being mayor. Maybe Ruth has some secret intention she wants you to help her with. Zero says, I'd rather have a witch for a mayor. Witch for a mayor. A mayoral witch would be nice. It looks like you never actually handed over the spell Ruth requested. You take 3 of the mystery ingredients you foraged this morning. The last time you used random ingredients, it was kind of chaotic, but also cathartic, you think. Maybe one of these will help too? These leaves look interesting. While Ruth is off in her days, you slip one of the leaves into the oil. Ruth, hey Ruth. Sarah, how nice it is to see you. Oh no, it's Robo-Ruth. How did she? I'm sorry, but I have a meeting I must attend. Wait, you need to take this potion. My potion. Oh, that's right. How kind of you to bring it. I'm sure we'll get excellent work done now. Ruth takes the communication potion and drinks it. Yeah, here we go. Let's put these kids in their place. My genius strikes again. Go get 'em. Ruth enters her office. Let's see the magnificent spell in action. You carefully open the door and peek inside. Yo, pipsqueaks! Yes, Mayor? Yes, Mayor? Quit it with the yelling. You're giving the whole village a headache. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Go, Ruth. Yes, Mayor. Yes, Mayor. In all my years of being mayor, I've never seen the festival preparations in such a sad state. I'm trying to rein in the budget, and I'm trying to ensure everything's done on time. It's Jonas's fault. It's Mel's fault. Excuses, excuses. Is any of this even worth it? The festival's been dwindling for years now. And what, it's suddenly going to go well because we've got a new witch? Ouch. The energy does feel different this year, I'm sure you've noticed. Yeah, everyone's working super hard. Year after year and nothing changes. I think I quit. You know, she probably needed to do that for her health for a little bit and just take a step back. The mayor walks out of her office. You manage to hide before she sees you peeping. Mel and Jonas look at each other stunned. Was that for real? I don't know, something feels off. Let's get this budget and schedule sorted. Maybe that'll help cool things down. Yeah. You come out from your hiding place. That was good, right? Actually, yes. Sometimes you need to just say, I quit, and walk away for a little bit, and then come back. Clearly, that is the thing that she has been trying to say for a while, that she needs to take a step back for a little bit. You walk up to Jonah's house and knock on the door. Oh, Tara, come in? Can I get you any... Wait, I'm out of tea. Let me see if I have any coffee. Jonas, it's fine. I'm out of coffee too. Would you like, water? I'm fine, really. I just stopped in to check in on me after yesterday's debacle. I figured you might. The whole town seems to know about it. Even Mel stopped by earlier to see how I was holding up. You know, yesterday... I kinda didn't care. You try to explain, but Jonas is too nervous to notice. I haven't lost my cool since the incident. The incident? Take a seat. You go and sit down on the couch. Jonas walks over and sits next to you. Thanks. Though I'm kind of afraid you'll think I'm too much. I think it'd be hypocritical to think someone else is too much. You might have a point about that. Hey. Just kidding. So, I wasn't exactly a model student. I was constantly getting yelled at by teachers to pay attention. Mel made it look so easy. She could study and study for days and get straight A's. But for me, I couldn't do any of that. All of it felt like too much. I could hardly sit still, let alone focus. Well, I could, but only on specific things. Like things requiring me to use my hands, tinkering with things in shop class, stuff like that. Somebody is a kinesthetic learner. Whoa, I get it. Really? Yeah, it's why my grand decided to train me. Usually Von Tiesels get sent to prestigious academies and stuff. It's not like I don't know stuff, I just kind of feel like you learn in your own way. Yeah. My parents didn't know what to do about it either, so they kind of just let me do whatever. Mel was their star child, so it didn't really matter. But Mel was never like that, even though she struggled with me sometimes too. We're just wired so differently, but I could always tell she believed in me. Well, Mel and Jean. So when the incident happened, everyone realized that I needed something different. And what was that moment? I was sitting in class and the teacher was teaching us something, but the other students behind me were talking and there was construction outside and one of the lights was... Oh, you got overwhelmed. Talking, construction outside, loud, bright lights just in your face, you got totally overwhelmed. Some of the students noticed I wasn't okay, so they crowded around me, which just made you feel more overwhelmed. And they kept asking me questions, which made you feel even more overwhelmed. Are you okay? Jonas, what's wrong? I know they only meant well, truly I do, but it was too much. And I picked up a chair and threw it across the room. Let's take the person who's clearly overwhelmed by the situation. Let's crowd around them. Let's put them in the spotlight completely and then wonder what happens or why they would pick up a chair and throw it across the room. No one was hurt or anything, but outbursts like that still aren't okay. I mean, maybe scream first before throwing the chair, but otherwise... I get it. I ran out of the classroom and hid in the bathroom. Eventually they found me and contacted my parents, but everyone was at a loss on what to do. I visited Mel and tried to talk to her about it, but she got angry with me too, mostly because she felt disappointed. Wow! That's not okay. All this time defending me and I go and do that. Then Jean stepped in. He brought up my interest in putting things together. He mentioned the local builder in Flora was looking for an apprentice, and I should consider it. Oh, the broken clock was right once a day. I blurted out yes. Mel lit it up too, and she took me to see the builder the next day. The rest is history. So yeah, that's the story. Wow. All because you threw a chair. I should tell you about some of the messes my explosions have caused. I mean, there was more to it than... Yeah, I know. The more I get to know people, the more I realize everyone's just constantly figuring things out. Like, does anyone know what they're doing? No. Nobody has a clue what they're doing. At all. We are all just pretending, and some of us play pretend better than others. The only time you actually know what you're doing is when you admit that you don't know what you're doing, and you have a conversation with other people about how to collaborate to make the things happen. That's when you actively start to know what you're doing. Because then you're actually building stuff for yourself and a group of people, as opposed to just amorphously trying to adapt to something that isn't you. Fake it till you make it. I ask myself that all the time. And then I'm in charge of ensuring everything's built for the festival. And I'm in charge of ensuring everyone can function. Why are we in charge of anything? I don't know. I'm really glad we got to talk about this though. Jonas is sweet. I like Jonas. Jonas is cool. Unironically was thinking basically this, but I wasn't thinking about it romantically, but okay. It's weird how you want to tell some people everything. You want to tell me everything? Yeah, like this morning I had oatmeal and eggs for breakfast. Yay! Is it bad that my follow-up question would have been, what do you like about oatmeal and eggs? You don't have to make it awkward. Come on. Who told you about their favorite breakfast? I was expecting you to say, oh, that sounds delicious and nutritious, Jonas. That too. That works. And then tell me what you had for breakfast. And that works as well. Maybe we don't need to tell each other everything to grow closer. Why do you have to make it awkward? Why'd you have to make it weird? They didn't make it weird. You did. Yeah, maybe you're right. Oatmeal and eggs are pretty boring breakfast anyway. No, they're nutritionally great. They're awesome. It's a good choice for breakfast. Jalix agrees with me. I was trying to figure out other stuff to talk about so we could keep talking, and that's all I could think of. That's cute and all, but maybe we should call it here for the day. I have a few more errands to run anyway. Yeah, I have some construction budget stuff to review. I'll catch you later. Yep, stay chill until then. I should steal that and make that my closing for Sunday streams. Stay chill until next Sunday. Oh man. Burgundy. Maybe Jonas is more mature than I give him credit for. Jalix says, I'm biased though. I eat oatmeal for breakfast every day. You know what? You could do worse, and it is a decently good and cheap option for breakfast. Especially if you get one that's like a little more on the protein side. And you fill it with stuff that'll give you enough protein. It's good. It's a good choice. Zero says, I like pastry and coffee for breakfast. I mean, that's a good choice too. God, now I want to make... Now I'm thinking about, like, having a little coffee and... I know I'm primarily a tea drinker, but now I'm kind of thinking about having coffee tomorrow morning with a pastry. That sounds real nice. The point is, you're all getting me hungry. It's starting to sound like Jaguar up in here. Or at least he's more self-aware than I thought, but it sounds like he's still figuring things out. So yeah, Burgundy makes sense then. I should take note of that in my grimoire. Let's talk to Mel. Time to see if those incantations got Mel in tip-top shape. Jaguar says, I was about to say we're all the stomach. I mean, good food, right? Can't beat good food. Good food, good company. You give me good tea, good food, good company, and you know, I'm pretty much set. Maybe a good book to read. Or a good game to play. Something, you know, in that category, but... Time to see if those incantations got Mel in tip-top shape. You walk to the front door and knock. The door is flung open. Tara, perfect timing. Mel does not look very... I know you said to stop those rituals, but I was wondering if you could help me with one teensy tiny little... No, you need to rest. But I need to summon the sun, Jean. Just soar the sky so I can get everything done in time. Wasn't Tara's charm supposed to help with that? Well, yeah, but you see, we also recited some incantations yesterday. Incantations? Yes, incantations, and I think they did the trick. That sounds like a lot of magic. I know, isn't it wonderful? But then I had the thought of why stop there? If I do my ritual on top of Tara's magic, it might have a multiplier effect. Or it could backfire, cancel each other out. You know, you could really get hurt. I don't know. Probably shouldn't be mixing magics. Mel reminds me of the kind of person that goes to the doctor and says, I'm really tired and exhausted. What can you give me to make me less tired and exhausted? And the doctor says, you need rest. And then Mel goes home and says, no, but I need to work harder, so I'm going to take energy drinks and caffeine pills. Which you should not do. I don't recommend that for a lot of different reasons. That is what Mel is reminding me of right now. I think you just need to rest. But with magic, I won't have to. I mean, when you eventually find a way to kill yourself with all that magic, yeah, you won't have to anymore. Please go rest, Mel. You don't want to get in the middle of this. Mel seems awake enough, and this isn't your problem at this point, I guess? See, Jean? Just think of how great the festival could be if I could get double the amount done. Perhaps if you stop spending time on rituals and spent more time on your tasks, they'd get done. Am I agreeing with Jean today? Or am I agreeing with you? I don't want to do that. Yeah, well, you just spend your days baking the same cookies over and over again. To be fair, that's his job. He is a baker. He also throws them in the trash, which makes me furious. They're cakes. Whatever cakes, who cares? All because a critic made one snide comment. And then you lock yourself in your kitchen obsessing over every detail. You lock yourself in your office, and when I do see you, it's only when you come home to do rituals. I'm out. I'm not... I don't got time for this. All because people said last year's festival was boring. Yeah, well, who needs rituals when you have a grouchy husband to rile you up? I'm out. I don't want to do this. I'm heading to the office. I'll head to the restaurant then. Mel storms out of the house and Jean walks out behind her. Did my magic just cause their divorce? No, there were problems beforehand. You don't have that kind of power. That's what happens when married people fight, right? I need peace. Mel needs peace. Blue? Yeah, that could do it. Something blue could help Mel obtain some tranquility in her life. Jaguar says clearly they needed to talk about this for real. They needed to talk about it. I don't know if that was a conversation, but they do need to talk about it because there is some perfectionist mentalities going into both of them, and they need to balance that. And also, it doesn't sound like they're spending time together, and I don't know. And why is the only time that Jean has actively not been stoic and not talking is when he was arguing with his partner? Like, I don't like Jean. I don't like Jean. Then I guess we'll go deal with this. I think I'm going to wrap up this day and then we'll take our break for the stream. You arrive at the restaurant. It seems quieter than usual. You can't smell any cookies baking or burning. Jaguar says, tell us how you really feel about Jean. If anybody here likes Jean, you can keep him. Take him. Get him away from me. I don't want to see him. I don't want to know he exists. Have I made it clear yet? Maybe I should just knock and leave it in front of the door. Leave the spell. Give Jean a success charm. Yes, no snacks today. However, before you can run away, you hear the door open behind you. Come inside, please. Are there snacks? Jean picks up the spell from the ground. I just finished making some tea and scones. Would you like some? Can I take them to go? I consider myself a connoisseur of scones and tea. You go into the restaurant with Jean and see a fresh cup of tea and a scone sitting on the table. You immediately sit down and gobble it up. This is... perfection. Good. Jean shifts in his seat. These scones have a purpose. Can I talk to the madam? You're being bribed. Why did you have to lie about the Madeleines? This is what happens when you get suckered into my sweet treats. I see. Maybe I should figure something out for the Floralia Festival. A chocolate cake could work. You've already had the chocolate cake. You want the Madeleines. No, I can do it. I just need to prepare. Channeling spirits is, intense work and stuff. You can't believe you're doing this again. You get into character. It is we, your Madeleines from the garbage grave. Why do you summon us? Can Tara hear what I'm saying? Crap. No, we've taken over Tara's entire brain. Is Tara okay? Oh, sure, totally fine. I'm sorry for ruining so many batches of you. I'm sorry my poor skill led to that critic? Criticizing you, criticizing us. You're supposed to say something nice now, aren't you? Get good then? Baking is more than following a recipe. It's a feeling for when the eggs are beaten just right. Then knowing the gentleness required to fold in the flour. I've had this restaurant for 7 years with no bad reviews. Does that mean everyone's been lying to me this whole time? Bro, one person didn't like your stuff. It's okay for some people not to like your stuff. Some people just want to watch the world burn, and they want to make you feel bad. So stop taking it all so personally. You don't have to be a perfectionist. You can't please everybody. Be kind to yourself. The village, my customers, the other critics. This is getting to be a bit much. Don't let your feelings get in the way. I don't have feelings. You seem pretty upset. Only because they were dishonest. Maybe. Maybe? Okay, you need to get out of here. Didn't you say you had a solution? Yes. Then why are you telling us all this? I feel bad. But if you have a solution, I don't know for certain it's a solution. Unless you try. Yes. All we have to say is... Stop your moping then. You've got more Madeleines to bake, and we won't come back until it's done. Hopefully that was the right thing to do. Ooh, head rush, what'd I miss? Nothing. I need to get baking, please. Don't worry, I'm going. Good luck with that success charm. You leave the restaurant hoping that's the last time you have to channel a cake or a cookie. Zero says, honestly for me, baking is more about measuring accurately and making sure to make a homogeneous mixture. Given your scientific background, that sounds accurate to me. That sounds like a very Zero way of baking. I have proof. You walk up to the music studio door and hear some music from inside. I could go with an acoustic guitar, but I'll always go with an acoustic guitar. Does that mean that's my style? Or that I never innovate? Stop overthinking everything, Devin. You cannot reach flow state if you constantly block the flow. Classic Devin having a classic crisis about everything. Does someone need a spell? Oh, do you have it? Let me see. Here you go. So how goes the music? I'm not really sure. I think I've got the basic melody down, but the overall tone and arrangement still feel off. Ruth and Mel want to hear what I've got so far, and I'm terrified they'll hate it. Sounds like you got a melody, isn't that enough? I don't know. Sometimes when people say, let's see your work in progress, they really mean, is it done? Then let that be their problem. If they want to know if it's actually done, they should say, is it done? Have you finished it yet? Stop trying to make people infer meanings. And stop doing the work for them. I know exactly what you mean. There was this one time I was trying my hand at summoning and it just wasn't happening, and my grand started harping, saying spirits aren't to be meddled with, yada yada. I grabbed some random mushroom I picked earlier that day and threw it in the cauldron. Well, the summoning worked that time, let me tell you, but the spirit was some sort of rampage through the house. Ends up spirits don't like mushrooms. Progress, I say. Good to know. Do either Nisha or Jonas know what Mel and Ruth are looking for? I thought about asking them, but they're both so busy I'd feel bad imposing. Devin, the person who is constantly frustrated because people don't say exactly what they mean, and then doesn't say what they mean to people because they might feel bad. I know, you can help me. And what about my work? Oh, right. I just figured since you're already here. Just kidding, I'm happy to help. I don't know much about music, to be honest. That's fine. I just need help figuring out what kind of music best represents Flora. I'll start by asking you a few questions if that's alright. Just ask. Flora. Let me take this guidance potion first so I can get the most out of this. Devin quickly downs the potion. Okay, is it me? Is it me? Because I feel like Devin just said, I don't like having to guess what other people think. And then proceeds to go on a thing where they're going to make my character guess what other people are thinking. You would be so wonderful if you would just follow your own advice and just be kind to yourself. Ready? First question. When you think of festivals, what kind of music comes to mind? Chants for the spirits. I mean, that's what we witches do at rituals and stuff. Do you summon spirits at festivals? I guess you sort of do. This festival's supposed to bless Flora with good luck. But I would say this is more for general listening? Hang on a second. Have you never been to a festival before? Oh no. I guess you did say you've never been to a party. It shouldn't be surprising that you've never been to a festival. Don't rituals count for anything? How come you've never been to a festival? Did you not listen to the isolated witch living in another area that doesn't really get to know people thing, or are you just trying to rub it in my face? My grand tried, but the rest of the family said they lost their focus, because they solely used to be for blessing the local town. But now festivals are all fun and games, though maybe that's not such a bad thing. What's your favorite part about festivals? That's a big question. The music's always great, mainly because it's local musicians. Then there's the food, candy, apples, fritters, ice cream, donuts. I'm perpetually hungry now. I need to eat something. You have made me hungry, Devin. Jaguar says Devin's actually kind of mean by overdoing it with their kindness and insecurities. By projecting their insecurity onto other people, they are kind of subtly mean in ways that I don't even think they intend. And them calling you weird just because you're new and didn't know people was so mean. When they're in the same situation, that's the thing that bothers me. It's like, you're weird because you don't know things. Also, I don't know things. Oh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Then there's carnival games, the petting zoo, and the... I'm rambling, aren't I? And the constant need to validate, like, oh, I'm not doing the bad thing, right? Zero says, and making us all hungry is also kind of mean. True. Jaguar says, very manipulative. It's not like a conscious manipulation. That's the thing, right? It's not like I'm actively planning all this out, but there definitely seems to be that side of things where it's like, this has worked to get me certain things before, so I'm gonna do it because it feeds into my insecurities. Like, does that make sense? That's the vibe I'm getting from Devin. Where it's like, Devin is genuinely insecure. But Devin knows that by saying certain phrases or things, they can get validation from kind people around them. And they want the validation, but the only way they know to get it is by asking the question like what was just asked, instead of just asking for validation. And that is subtly manipulative. Because then other people will feel pressured not to necessarily give an honest answer if they disagree with Devin. Devin, you need therapy. Devin sounds like they do genuinely need some therapy and need to work on that. Because otherwise, there's a lot there. Devin's a musician. Devin has connection to multiple instruments and can play multiple instruments. Like, they're really awesome. If they would just get out of their own head for a second. And, like, I'm not gonna prescribe a solution because I don't have a solution, but something gotta give. You definitely have to try everything at the festival. Anyway, I got us distracted. I have another question for you. What do you think the tone of Flora is? How about... eccentric? Everyone here seems to have quirks. Not that I'm really one to talk, but still. I don't get how this place operates. Okay, maybe I'm not the person to ask. What am I gonna do? What kind of music should I write? I just gave you answers. They did ask you for a guidance potion. Is there any other way you could guide them? Ding ding. What about runes again? They certainly resonated with Devin last time. Maybe they can help out again. Let's try something. I need paper, a pen, some sort of bowl or bag to put things. Here, give me a second. Devin runs around the room and gathers the items. Okay, I'm going to write down a few runes and you're going to pull one out of this. You look at the bowl or bag. Found a hat. Really? Sorry, it's all I've got. It's fine. Pulling things out of hats is fine. Anyways, runes can be used in spells for an extra boost and as a method of divination. These symbols do look sort of familiar. Have I used them before? Haha, no. Maybe the witch from your town uses them, though. Yeah, maybe. You finish writing the runes and place them into the hat. Alright, once you pull one out, I'll read it to you. Okay. Devin reaches into the hat, then stops. You pull it out. Me? But the rune is for you. I'm too nervous I'll pick the wrong... Oh. In your indecision, you decided to not pick a rune and therefore have chosen your fate. Tara removes the bowl and gently says, I think I have to go now, and leaves. There is no wrong one. Not picking one because you're nervous of the outcome is the wrong one. But usually when used for divination, the person asking for the rune should pull the... Please. Oh, what the heck. If that's what they want, then fine, let me see. You pull a piece of paper out of the hat. Looks like we pulled... Oh, wait, what rune is this? Didn't you just write these a moment ago? Your girl always said that your handwriting was awful. Maybe she was right. Guess you could just say whatever. It's not like any of these runes are bad, per se. Sounds like you can go crazy. So it needs to be really creative. Okay. Oh my god. Here's this thing that can therefore make you a little bit more creative. Oh, I guess I have to be creative then. Chill, Devin. Chill. Being creative is what you do, right? I suppose. So there, all sorted, right? Mm-hmm. Are you ready for that meeting? Mm-hmm. Devin still seems uneasy. Is there anything else? Can you come with me to my meeting for moral support? No. 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 You don't have to come or anything. Just walk over with me and wait outside. No. When is it? In a few minutes? Ugh. You and Devin walk over to the town hall. Break a leg. Thanks. Devin enters Ruth's office and you wait outside. You can hear Devin playing a melody on their guitar, but you can't quite make it out. Sounds like it's going well enough, though. Maybe you should try getting more into reading runes. You hear what sounds like thank yous and goodbyes, guess the meeting's over. You wonder how it went. Well, he said it was too experimental? They just don't know what artistic genius sounds like. Maybe? Whatever it is, the music isn't right yet. For some reason, it just hasn't clicked yet. And now they probably think I'm a terrible composer. Just breathe. Devin can't hurt you. They're not real. Nisha gave me an opportunity to show off my skills. I'm nothing more than a disappointment. Devin, the rune could still be right. My interpretation could be wrong. Considering you couldn't read it. I could always take another look. No, sorry. I just need to be alone right now. Thanks for trying to help, though, Tara. Oof, that didn't go according to plan, but there's still time for Devin to figure things out. I'm sure it'll all be okay, right? Let's go talk to Nisha. You walk into the studio and see Nisha working on a painting. Looks like the energy reading and oil did the trick. Tara, don't sneak up on me like that. Oh, sorry, I thought you could hear me coming. I've been pretty in the zone all day, which is great, but also makes me susceptible to sneaky witches. Thanks again for your help. The energy reading and oil really did the trick. Of course. I'm always here for you. So yeah, if you ever need anything, I'll be sure to ask. There's that noise again. I still need to ask Jonas to fix that shelf. Nisha, I really don't think that's a shelf. I feel weird energy again, too. Nisha starts to look more scared. How about we walk to the beach again? It's time I took a break. If there's something wrong... Nope, nothing. Spend too much time in the studio and you start to hear things. Trust me. Come on, let's go. Nisha grabs you by the hand and pulls you out of the studio and down to the beach. Ah, good. The sea. Nisha looks down at your hands. She immediately lets go. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Don't worry, I don't mind. Nisha looks down away from you, but you can see a small smile on her face. You both stand silent for a little while as you watch the waves. You take a little glance over at Nisha. She seems lost in thought. You wonder if you should say something. Stay quiet. Silence is always better than making small talk. If there's nothing to say, then why say it? To me, personally, you don't always have to fill every silence. Sometimes silence can just be silence, and being comfortable with silence, I think, is a good thing. You both stand in silence for a little longer, listening to the waves and the seagulls. Besides, the world isn't often silent if you just listen. Just because the two people aren't speaking to each other doesn't mean that there aren't things to listen for. There's the wind hitting the waves, there's the sound of seagulls, there's all sorts of things you could observe around you, and if something catches your eye, then of course talk about it, but being comfortable in silence is a good skill to learn. Off in the distance, you see a couple of children playing in the water. You've never really been near the ocean before. So I have a question. Where did these kids come from? As far as I know, there's only 6 people in this town. Now I'm kind of creeped out. Finally, Nisha breaks the silence. I'm worried about Gran. Why's that? She's just been acting odd recently. She does seem out of sorts. Yeah, but it's more than that. She acts like everything's fine. So I can't tell if everything is fine, you know? She was apparently like this too when my parents died. Everything was fine, even though it wasn't. I just wish she would openly let herself feel things, you know? That's real. That's very real. Let's give her a forbidden truth serum. I know you're only half joking, but even if that were an option, I wouldn't do it. I feel like I need to hear her feelings genuinely from her. I guess I feel like I owe her happiness. I owe happiness to Gran to make up for everything she's been through. But I can't tell if she's really proud of me or not. She's always been fine. With me, with the village, with... Oh geez, what am I saying? This is so embarrassing. I didn't think I'd talk so much about this. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's good to get things off your chest. This is a pretty stressful time for everyone, so I'm sure it's causing feelings to bubble up. What kind of feelings? All sorts. Jealousy, frustration, admiration, maybe even love. Love, huh? Well, I should get back. I want to get that painting done by the end of the day. Sounds good. I wonder if these beach chats will become a habit. I hope so. Well, see you later. Yellow. That can mean something with friendship, but also happiness? It does seem like Nisha's struggling with her relationship with her grandmother. Her relationship with Floor is also a little off right now. Maybe something yellow could somehow help. I should write that down in my grimoire. Alright, I think that wraps up the day. So I think we'll end the day here, and then we'll take a break and move on to the next day. I do want to get to the Full Moon Festival before this stream's out, so we'll try to make that happen. And if not, in all truth, I'll just change the title of the stream and use the title for next time. But we'll try to make it happen. You ready to end the day? I think so. So I will see you all in a few minutes. Come back, have some more good chats and conversations. Obviously, I'm still going to have my pirate hat, and I'm going to be here with y'all. Y'all have a good one, and I will be back in a few. Go get some water, take care of yourself, you know, do what you need to do. Maybe get some food. There was a lot of mention of food. Maybe I want a little food. I'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. See you then. Okay, everybody, I'm back. How y'all doing? I'll have the camera back on me in a moment. Fixing a tangled cord. Okay, and we're back for real. How's everybody doing with the stream? I just had some cookies. Because there was too much talk of cookies and cake. I could not help but want some cookies. Y'all get water, y'all take care of yourselves. You got cereal, Jalix? Awesome. And Jaguar looks like they're gonna go AFK. Give me a second. I am setting up another silly super chat goal. We'll see. We'll see if anybody takes the bait on this one. I don't encourage you to do so. But I'm gonna put it anyway. If it'll let me. Why is it running so slow? Here we go. Here we are. Jalix also got water. Sam says, I took my weekly... Is that a medication? A few hours ago. Apparently it's kicking my ass today. I may have to ask the doctor to put me back on a different medication if it doesn't get easy soon. For sure, Sam. No, it's rough because when you're swapping meds like that, like, sometimes you get reactions you wouldn't otherwise expect. It's for diabetes. Diabetes ain't no joke. Give the crow a treat. We got a jade egg. Nice. It's not letting me put it right now. Let's collect the mail. Hello, Tara. Don't worry, this time it's nothing a positive attitude can't fix. But, could I get help with a positive attitude? Nothing would make me happier than some incense. Yo, Tara, I need something special for a potential special someone like to meet. I'm trying to go all out, alright? Charm for some charm? Hey, Tara, sorry for being vague, but if they read this, they might try something. I'm through with dealing with them. I just want some peace and quiet. You need to get them away from me. Send incense. Also keep this a secret. Alrighty then. Let's start brewing some potions and stuff. First up, we need an incense to stay positive. So we need some lavender. Some yarrow. And some hollyhock. Sam says, Manjaro is a newer formulation of Trulicity, but it has gas and diarrhea as common symptoms. Oof. That is never fun. Never fun. You need rose. Calendula. And some allium. And finally, Nisha needs incense to get rid of something. What are we mixing? We're mixing rosemary with pea flower and allium. And we've got our potion done for the day. We bribed our bird. It's the garden. And we got all our weeds taken care of. Let's head to the village and start handing stuff out and meeting people. Let's start with Ruth. Eesh, I'm a little nervous about seeing Ruth. That communication spell kinda went a little haywire. Though it did seem to do the trick, so maybe everything's okay. You knock on Ruth's office door. Yes, you enter. Hello? Hey, Tara. I'm glad you're here. Is something wrong? That spell from the other day. Oh no. It made me act so strangely. I got mad. I said I'd quit, and I usually don't feel that way at all. I don't feel that way at all. But of course, I'm glad the budget got figured out, but my goodness, I'm the mayor. I can't act like that. Tara, is it possible to be allergic to magic? I don't think so. Maybe everyone's right. Perhaps I'm falling apart. Maybe you should put in that secret ingredient. Nah, come on now, Ruth. Who wants to deal with annoying, arguing siblings? True, but there are better ways to handle situations. I feel like everyone's avoiding me now. I tried to see what I could help with, but everyone said they got it. Mel even cleared a schedule for me. Also, Mel did not look well. I don't want her taking on any more work. You should look in the mirror, Ruth. That sounds like a good thing, too. And the Nisha cooked dinner last night and breakfast this morning. It's like everyone's treating me like a child. No, everyone's taking care of you. Everyone's taking care of you because you usually take care of everybody else, and you had a moment. Like, getting old sucks. Ruth, language. It sucks. Do you know what's really awful? I can't stop dreaming about going somewhere completely different with all this going on. Where I'm not the lady they all watch grow old and inept. I go on a grand adventure by myself, and when people see me traveling alone, they think, wow, she must be a competent person to be traveling all alone. Yeah, I get that. Old age can definitely creep in, and people do tend to infantilize you. And they find me so interesting and ask me all the places I've been. And they tell me I should write a memoir, so I do. Wow. You should do it. Perhaps someday, but for now I have too many responsibilities here. I mean, could someone else be mayor? I suppose that's true. Oh no, don't trigger Robo Ruth. Not that you should be mayor, it's just that if you want to do other things... All of what I just said is a fantasy. I'm sure once the festival's over, I'll want to stay put right here. Though maybe with this day off, I'll indulge and read some travel guides at the library. Or I could check out and read it at Jean's Cafe while I'm drinking an iced coffee. I've always wanted to do that. I think that sounds great. I should get going so you can enjoy your day. Thanks for stopping by, Tara. I owe you for listening to all my old lady rambles. Bye. I wonder if it would benefit Ruth to actually get out of Flora for a bit. Sounds like she really needs something new in her life. Huh? Mercury? It does seem like Ruth is struggling to communicate what she wants. If she even knows what that herself, maybe something attributed to Mercury could help her. I should write that down in my grimoire. You enter Mel's office to find her sitting at a desk. Oh, no, she does not sound good. In Coven Paladin, it said if you smile, you instantly improve your mood. I don't think this is a mood thing. Maybe Jean was right about the whole needing rest thing. But there's so many requests, demands, and favors, my schedule's already full to boot. But that's alright because we have... Coven Paladin says it's just part of exploring the quantum cycle. The interface between interconnectedness and insight. The future will be a perennial unfolding of synchronicity. Ooh, head rush. Do you have a spell that I requested? Yeah, sure. Let me get that. Sure you don't want cold medicine? Oh, it's just stress. But if I create a positive outlook on this quickly deteriorating situation before my eyes, then poof, stress gone, cold gone. Oof, I feel a little... Oh, here we go again. You may be ruled by stagnation without realizing it. Mel, I really don't think you're okay. And by not okay, you mean delirious. To embark on the vision quest is to become one with it. This is worse than the other day. Have you found your myth? The infinite is calling to you via ultrasonic energy. What to do, what to do. I should light these incense. Mel tries to light a match after match after match, but she just keeps dropping them. Why don't you let me do that? You take the matches and light the incense. Mel sticks her face right into the smoke and inhales. Ah, optimism. I need to figure out how to get her out of this sickness-induced craze. They sort of caused this mess, but also let Mel get through it last time. Honestly, you don't have any better ideas. Alright, Mel, I need you to focus. We're going to try incantations again to get you through all of this again. Yes, teach me your witchy ways. Repeat after me, just like you did last time. Burn them all, let them rot. No more fear, no more fret. Everything is fine, don't forget. Yes, it is possible to eradicate the things that can extinguish us, but now without understanding on our side. That's, right, I guess. But that wasn't the incantation at all. I love magic. I should have known you weren't listening. Those incense are really clearing up my... Mel, look at me. We're trying to do magic. You like magic, right? Magic makes all our problems go away. No, it doesn't. To do magic, I need you to repeat what I say. To do magic, I need you to repeat what I say. Yes, just like that, but not that. Repeat the incantation with full intention. Repeat the incantation with full intention. Okay, stop. Just look at me and repeat the following words. No more fear, no more fret. Everything is fine, don't forget. No more fear, no more fret. Everything is... Don't forget when the alignment of the stars is correct. So close. How should you navigate the karmic stratosphere, life form, look within, and recreate yourself? I don't think I can do this, Mel. To embark on a journey is to become one with it. Today, science tells us the essence of nature is peace. What do I do? Say some esoteric nonsense. To follow the quest to become one with it, by condensing we exist, we must learn how to lead conscious lives in the face of stagnation. Soon there will be an unveiling of well-being, the likes of which the multiverse has never seen. Wow, it's like you write for Covenpolitan. What the? Mel, you're supposed to be. What's going on here? Jeannie Pooh, look, a writer from Covenpolitan. Jean looks at you. Me? A writer for Covenpolitan? Come on now, I can barely hold a pen. Fine. Yes, there's a fine line between mocking and playing along. But it's a fine line I feel confident in walking. It's Mel who's been spouting nonsense. I tried to help, but I didn't know what to do. Is that a crime? Jean puts his hand on Mel's head. Oh, it's my Jeannie Pooh. Come on, Mel. Time to head home. Is there soup? Mm-hmm. Yay. Before Jean and Mel walk out the door, Jean stops and looks at you. By the way, it's not a crime to not know what to do. Jean carries Mel through the door and towards home. At least I tried? How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? We got chill Sunday vibes? I know it's a little bit different, as Zero said, with the society crumbling at an accelerated rate due to the poor decisions of half the country. But I hope that you are still finding some peace and serenity with this stream and enjoying yourselves. Jalek says, I'm getting really tired, to be honest. I should go to bed. See? See, I gave you sleep energy. There you go. No insomnia for Jaleks. Magic. Have a good one, Jaleks. Hope you sleep well. You arrive at Jonas's home. You can smell the stench of way too much cologne emanating from the door. I don't think there's a strong enough love spell to overcome this amount of cologne. Okay, what is with... Genuine question for anybody who out there listening. What is with the obscene amounts of cologne that some people wear? you don't have to bathe in it. People can smell it. I promise. Jonas, are you alive in there? Jonas stampedes to the door. Yes, it's spell time. More like smell time. Is all that cologne really necessary? Do you have my smell or not? Just saying. Here you go. Sweet deal. Alright, gotta go. Not so fast. First, you gotta tell me something. Who's it for? Hot people, obviously. Not anyone more specific? Come on, you can't tell me. You can tell me. Yeah, well, maybe it's you. Yeah, well, you need a more than a spell for that. True. That's why I'm glad you're still here. You are? Oh yeah, I need a wing witch, obviously. Jeez. Right, a wing witch. And what exactly does a wing witch do? Helps me pick up hot people. Don't you have a festival to build? Yeah, but Mel said I need a break after the other day. Mel advised taking a break? Yeah, why? Nothing. Probably a good idea. Great, so I thought maybe you could use some more of those magic words again, even though they're only kind of worked on me last time. But it's not like I have a lot of witches to choose from, so... Maybe I should try out that new curse. Channel our inner black book right now. What was that? Did you say something? No. Do I have to? What do I have to do? Get down on my knees and beg? Right, of course. Oh, great wing witch Tara, please say some magic words so that I may attract hot people. Great wing witch Tara has a nice ring to it. You guess you could spare some magic words for Jonas again. But is this really worth your effort, oh great one? Very well, how about this? May you find love that's loyal and true. Beauty wouldn't be bad too. Great, I feel all juiced up. Time to charm. Jonas ties the new love charm to his belt. Alright, well, good luck. Aren't you coming with me? Coming with you where? I don't know, I was just thinking about the park or something. Park? To pick up hot people? Sure, it's a nice day. Plenty of people will be walking around there. If you say so. What's wrong with the park? The parks are lovely. They sure are, but they're not the first place that comes to mind as pickup spots. At least not for dates. Don't harass people in the park trying to just have a good time. The park is probably not a place to go pick up people. But Gene runs the only restaurant bar thing in town. He'll just shove Madeleines in my face if I go there. He lets you eat them? Jealous? Maybe I can sneak you one. Fine, I'll come with you. You and Jonas head to the park and find a bench. At least Jonas was right about one thing. It's a nice day outside. How about that person? Or that one? Meh. Do you actually want to pick up hot people? Maybe hot people are overrated. I have an idea. What? Jonas takes off the charm and throws it. What the heck? It's not my charm's fault you can't meet hot people. And that's littering. Maybe someone else will pick it up who needs it. It's such a nice day, I think I'd rather sit here without a care in the world. Did you hear that? I never get tired of the outdoors, not to mention I tan well. I think there's something in the... Mel, on the other hand, she just burns. I remember this one time she... Big Joe jumps out from the bush and fetches Jonas's charm. Woof! Doggy! What the heck is wrong with it? Oh, he just needs some brushing and a bath is all. I wonder if he has a home. I don't see a collar. Does Flora have an animal shelter? Yeesh, sorry. No, of course. You don't want to go there. Of course not, buddy. Don't listen to the nasty witch. Hey! Screw you, buddy. What are you gonna do then? Take him home? Yes, that was fast. When I commit, I commit. How about we get home and clean you up? That sound good, boy? Let's get going then. Just think, maybe him and Ramsey can be friends. A bird and a dog as friends. I'm sure that'll go well. What a great day. Let's get going. Jonas walks off with the dog beside him. Maybe your charm worked after all. Time for snacks with Jean. You walk up to Jean's house, you smell something cooking, but it doesn't smell like anything you've smelled before. You knock on the door and Jean opens it up. Perfect timing. Come to the kitchen. Yes. You follow Jean to the kitchen and smell cheesy, buttery goodness. Would you like a grilled cheese sandwich? Yes. You never had? Jean slams a plate in front of you. On it is a sandwich of melted cheese. It looks greasy. Eat it. Oh, okay. You take a bite. What is this? This melted cheese with crusty yet buttery bread charred to perfection? Before you know it, it's all gone. Delicious, right? Delicious is an understatement. I'm so full I could sleep. Have you really never had a grilled cheese before? If food doesn't have some sort of magical intention behind it, there's no point in eating it. At least that's what my family says. Though I suppose my gran was a bit more relaxed on that concept. Want to learn how to make it? You would teach me such an advanced technique. It's not advanced, anyone can make it. I doubt that. Let me show you. You walk over to the stove. Jaguar says, okay, community question, butter or mayo for grilled cheese, poll time. Yep, we're doing it. It's poll time. Start a poll. Grilled cheese with butter, mayo, Okay, chat. Disappeared for me. Why did chat disappear? There you go. Jaguar says, you might think I'm crazy, but I like mine with butter, then a few slices of tomato, and a little bit of mustard on the side, especially for the crust. I do butter on mine. We'll leave that poll up. That's it. Of course, all the ingredients are of the highest quality. I baked the bread this morning. And churned the butter yourself? No, I purchased it from a farm in another village, and the cheese? The fewer the ingredients, the better quality they should be. Of course, most combinations of bread, butter, and cheese are wonderful. Are you making grilled cheese for the festival? No, I'm still working on the metal lines. Well, you should definitely make grilled cheese if they don't work out. They're going to work out. Oh, of course they are. I was just saying. I just needed a break today. Make something simple. A dish doesn't need to be a work of art to be delicious. It can be the same with magic, you know. A simple spell is better than a more complex one, depending on the situation. True. Not every spell needs to be a ritual, my gran used to say. And did you listen? Maybe too well? Not that I did nothing, but I don't think either of us is very good at listening. You have your own restaurant. Do you even have to listen to people? Customers and critics? Critics? Jean falls silent again. People who rate your restaurant. Oh, do you get a lot of those? Every once in a while. Sounds stressful. It is. They can either make you feel like a world-class chef or the complete opposite. If they're anything like my family, it's usually the complete opposite, so I get it. Will there be critics at the festival? You take Jean's silence as a yes. I see. I bet there isn't a critic who wouldn't love your grilled cheese. I'd criticize the critic for having no taste if that were the case. You could curse them. You'd let me do that? Of course, I'd rather you get a positive review, but you know where to find me if the day comes. I should probably get all this cleaned up and return to study. Sounds good. Thanks again for the grilled cheese. Must be hard to be creative with all that pressure. The sun? The sun represents creativity and ambition. Yeah, that's perfect for Jean. Let's take note of that in my grimoire. You walk into the studio and see Nisha cowering in a corner. Nisha, are you okay? Thank God you're here. Please tell me you have the spell I requested. Sure. Incense, great. Can you light them? Sure. Where do you keep the matches? Matches? Don't you have any? Not on me, no. Then how am I supposed to... It's that sound again. There's something else in here, isn't there? Okay, fine, yes, there is. Happy now? What are they? Who cares? Look at my precious paints. They've been drinking them straight from the bottle. I can't make art if they keep eating my supplies. But so much for smoking them out, since someone doesn't carry matches on them. Yes, I get it. Witches love burning stuff, but that doesn't mean we walk around carrying matches. Anyway, it sounds like these critters are something more than your regular lousy energy. A basic cleansing incense isn't strong enough for them. What do we do then? Great. Another situation you're not great in. Meddling with the spirits is pretty advanced stuff. Maybe talking with them will help? Can't be that hard. Brian makes it look easy. What happened to my chat? Give me a moment. Chat just completely borked itself in OBS, so I had to open up a different chat window. There we go. We're back. Looks like butter overwhelmingly won the poll. If anyone wants to chime in on that, by all means, please do so when you get a moment. But it does, in fact, look like people tend to take butter on their grilled cheese. Yep, we're good. How bad could it go? Well, might as well try talking to them. Might as well. So let me get a pot of tea with some biscuits then. Ah, tea and biscuits. Just salt will do. You got any? You're seriously talking to them? I don't have any better ideas, do you? Fine, I'll grab some salt. I use it for watercolor sometimes. Nisha gets off and gets the salt. Here you go. I need to know one thing before we start. Do you know what these creatures are called? The last witch called them Fibbly Nibblies. Fibbly what? Fibbly Nibblies. I've never heard of those, but okay. Now I need to... Hold on, you're not just like pulling my leg, are you? What do you mean? You actually believe me? Of course. I care about you, so why wouldn't I? Oh, no one's outright believed me before. It was tough when I was a kid. Aw. That's kind of sad, like, not being believed as a kid. That's rough. You've seen Fibbly Nibbly since you were a kid? Yeah, they used to get me into all sorts of trouble at school. Because of them, I couldn't concentrate as much as the other kids. Then I would yell at them, and obviously no one else could see them, so... Well, maybe this time we'll get it sorted once and for all, okay? Thanks. Now I need to cast a circle, and once it's cast, neither of us can leave it until I take it down. Yeah, sure. You pour some salt into your hand, you notice bits of dirt in it. Hopefully, this salt is good enough. Earth, element of trees, rocks, and flowers, I call on you to guide and guard us in this circle. Air, element of thoughts and communication, I call on you to guide and guard us in this circle. Fire, element of passion and creativity, I call on you to... I don't know if I should be reading all this when I don't have a circle myself. I don't call on anything. Everybody can be dismissed. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it if you came by. Alright, we should be good now to start talking. Go ahead and ask your first question. Why? Why are you here? You take a deep breath, empty your mind, and wait for an answer from the Fibbly Nibblies. Do you hear anything? Give me a second. You take a few moments but don't hear anything. Could Nisha be lying? No, the story about her childhood sounded too sincere. And you could definitely sense at least something's energy in here. You listen for a few moments when... I think I hear something. Really? What are they saying? I'm not sure. They're speaking in a language I feel like I almost understand but don't? Oh, they're doing that again. They talk like that when they're extra annoyed. You can understand them? If you can talk to them, then why am I doing this? I can't talk to them when they're like this. That's why I need your help. You get the feeling there's more going on here than Nisha's telling you. Let me see if I can figure this out then. Any information, even slightly wrong, is good information, right? You think you hear them saying... they want to help. Help? All they do is terrorize me. Maybe they think they're helping? I would love to know their definition of help. So far, all they've done is sabotage any semblance of my reputation in this village. Oh, it doesn't matter what they want. What will make them go away? You feel like you just barely understand what they're saying. Sacrificing your firstborn. That's messed up. They might be crying? For real? I mean, if they could learn to behave, they could stay. And what does behave mean? Stay out of my way, be quiet, no eating paint? You're not getting much out of this, conversation. You can sense the Fibbly Nibblies' presence, but you still can't completely understand them. Maybe you need to take another approach with Nisha and her little spirit friends. Tara, what am I supposed to do? You don't know. Become friends. Maybe? You know how hard I've had to work to get people to take me seriously again? I had to get into a top art school, and then I had to be at the top of the art school. So no, I won't be friends with these creatures again. Again? You know what? I think I'm just done here for today. I'm going to go home and work there. I've got too much to be dealing with this. Nisha turns to walk out of the circle. Nisha, wait, the circle, I need to take it. Before you can stop her, Nisha steps out of the circle. You both hear the sobbing of the Fibbly Nibblies. Don't break the circle. Don't step out the circle. The circle is for your safety and theirs. It's like that meme where you tap the sign at the bus. This is the witch equivalent. Don't step out the circle. Tap sign. Suddenly, a tornado of art supplies starts flinging paint across the wall. Thunderclouds of glitter explode. It brings turmoil and himself. You both manage to escape the art studio in one piece, though you're a bit of a mess. Let's wait for things to settle down. We'll come back later to clean up the mess. Oh. Excuse me. It doesn't matter. All my art supplies are ruined now. I'm not getting the mural done for the festival. Nisha runs off towards home. You think about chasing after her for a second, but maybe she needs some time alone. Maybe trying to talk to the Fibbly Nibblies wasn't such a good idea after all. It was. Do I have to? Ugh, I feel you! Even virtual me's fed up with Devin. I won't blame Devin if they still want to be alone. You knock on the door. Come in. You enter the music studio. Devin still looks pretty down. Oh, Tara. Hey, friend. How you doing? Is that too much? It's too much, isn't it? Sorry, I'm not the best at comforting folks. If you were a crow, this would be going much better. It's true. Because crows are more confident than you. How do you comfort a crow? Honestly, it's pretty easy. You just need to give them something shiny. True. Wanna sit? You and Devin take a seat on the couch. You both just sit there in silence for a bit. I'm sorry about yesterday. I feel like I keep asking you for spells and then messing them up. Oh, I wouldn't blame yourself. Your sloppy handwriting didn't help, and neither did your half knowledge of runes. Why can't I ever seem to know what to do? I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to compose music for people. You make good tea. Oh my gosh. Devin jumps off the couch. Should I make some? It's so impolite of me not to ask. That's not what I meant at all. I meant you make good tea as something you know how to do well. Oh, I see. Devin sits back down. I know. Let's explore the mountains and get out of this stuffy studio. Yeah, I think I'd like that. You and Devin head to the mountains. Wow, I'm really out of shape. Maybe I've been spending too much time in the studio. Me too. Maybe I've been spending too much time in my cottage. I think the mountains were a bad idea. How about we take a seat on these rocks? Yes, please. You and Devin take a seat. Getting out was a good suggestion. I'm feeling better already. Can I ask you something again? Of course. How do you know what spells to make people? Oh, wow, I'm just a genius. Really? Well, fine. It's a skill passed down to the Von Teasels and fine-tuned with our training. We take in people's feelings and sense what plants, crystals, minerals, etc. can help them. The more experienced the Von Teasel witches, the more precise they can be. That includes experience with people's feelings, but also the natural world. The more you can dig into someone's feelings and the more knowledge of Mother Nature's materials, the more you have to work with, I see. I guess you can't use that skill to figure out what kind of music I should write. Unfortunately not. But let me ask you a question, though. If you could compose any kind of music, what would it be? Honestly, I don't know. There are so many different instruments and sounds out there. I guess I'm sort of similar to you. The more types of music I can study, the more kinds I can write. That's why I like composing music for people. Everyone wants something a little different. And it's fun figuring out what people want. Usually. So usually composing music isn't this difficult for you. I mean, there's always some challenge, but this feels like something a little more too. Music has the power to bring people together, and I want this music to bring Flora together. But I haven't figured out how to incorporate Flora yet. Maybe some local musicians could help. Have you asked Mel and Ruth about it? I'm too nervous. I feel like they've already given me enough. And there's not much time left. But I do want people to enjoy what I've composed this time more than usual, because you're writing for your best friend's festival. And you'll be listening too. You're worried about me? I'd be happy to listen to you just play simple tunes on your guitar. Honestly, I'm excited to hear anything you're working on. I'll always support you. Even if I get weird and experimental? Especially if you get weird and experimental. Thanks, Tara. Nisha isn't the type who would ask you to compose music if she didn't think you could do it. That's true. From what I can tell, she loves this village. Chances are she wanted to ask someone she could trust. At least that's what I would do. I might have ruined that trust after yesterday, but beating myself up about it won't help anyone. Thank you! Thank you! Good! Good, Devin. Might as well head back to the studio and try again. I'm sure you'll figure it out. I guess we'll see. Thanks for walking with me, though. I know I'm pretty down, but it did help cheer me up. I'm glad. Good luck with the composing. That was actually a decent conversation with Devin. That happened. Yeah, I think we're ready to end the day. I think we've got one more day left in here. So this stream is going to end up being the road to the festival. Oh no, we're going to get it tonight. Tonight's the night, Ramsey. It's finally the full moon. Caw-caw! All our work is going to pay off, and then we're out of here. Caw-caw! Here, let me write some invitations real quick. You grab some paper and pen. Dear residents of Flore, meet tonight at the festival grounds. Sincerely, your village witch, Tara Von Teasel. That should do it. Ramsey, I need you to deliver all these to everyone today. Make sure they get them. Caw-caw! Can't wait. We'll finally be able to rest. I know just the tree I'll sleep under when we get home. I'm gonna finish up around here. I'll meet you in the village later tonight under the full moon. Caw-caw! But first I gotta give Ramsey the little snacky times. Wait, is there no letters? I guess we should still do the gardening. Okay. There we go, gardening's done. No potions to make, I guess. That's kind of weird. You arrive at the festival grounds. The full moon shines brightly in the clear sky. Look, everyone's here already. This is going off without a hitch. Akola! Time to get myself together. You walk over to everyone. Oh, a ritual, how lovely! I should be baking. I'm tired. It's pretty late. The studio is still such a mess. Everything will be fine. Perfectly fine. Ahem. See, Tara's here right now. Thank you, Ruth. Greetings, friends, and thank you for joining me. I will solve all your problems with a full moon ritual tonight. Alright, let's get the show on the road then. Ramsey, get into place. Caw! You take a deep breath. Oh, full moon. The ritual is complete. You relax your body and take another deep breath. Alright, I think we're good. Everyone feel better now? I feel full of... Achoo! You need to get home. Uh-oh. Wait, maybe it'll just take more time to work? That's right, it might take some time to work. You can't rush magic. But isn't that what you're trying to do? I knew this would happen. I knew we couldn't trust you. Nisha. No, I read that letter. I know the truth. Tara's been messing with us the entire time, just like she did with the Coven Paladin. But I've been able to get all my work done. There's something you really should know. Yeah, she's gonna tell. Your beloved Avon Elsat, from Coven Paladin, is Tara von Teasel. Wait, what? Tara, is that true? That means all the rituals that backfired? Mel, And it's not just those rituals, it's all the magic she's done for us here, too. With all of Tara's boasting about her magic, don't you think things have gotten weirder around here? Like Devin at the lake party? You are abnormally social. That's true, but I did ask for a spell to make friends. That's exactly what I mean. Nisha, let's calm down for a moment. You're not wrong, but perhaps there's an explanation. Have you forgotten Tara's relaxation spell? You wanted to go shopping. Mel, that might explain the other day. Yeah, Ruth was pretty angry, but we acted like brats. Okay, yes, but I've never seen Ruth like that. Ramsey, this isn't good. Okay. I talked to the Madelines. Are those cookies you're working on? Cakes. She said she was possessed by their spirit. They called me a fool. Tara helped me talk to spirits too. Then they destroyed my studio. I got a dog, though I wanted a hot date. But I do love my dog. Ramsey? Oh? I think we should slowly sneak away. You try to tiptoe away, but before you can even take 3 steps, no. What? I'm just, stretching. You look at Ramsey, he looks at you. This is it, this is the end. You nod to Ramsey to let him know it's been good times. But you know, when your Gran hears about this, it's not just your training that'll come to an end. Did I really speak to the Madelines? You try to hold it in, but... No, you didn't. It was me, Tara. And I admit everything. Jean, I wanted to eat those Madelines so bad, but you kept throwing them in the trash. And Mel? Yeah? I'm Avon Elset. And what I did wasn't right at all. I used Coven Paladin to release my frustrations with my family and make fun of witches. I never thought of the consequences of my actions. And more recently, when you asked me to help you, I could tell how badly you wanted to get your work done, but I pushed it too far. Nisha? I've never talked to spirits successfully. That was supposed to be in my next chunk of training before I got sent here. Ruth? Yes, Tara? I slipped something extra into your spells. Don't ask me what, which I know sounds bad, but you seemed like you needed that extra push. Devin? Kinda the same with you, except I used the runes. Not really my specialty, but desperate times call for desperate measures, or so I thought. And Jonas? What? Well, you're just kinda easy to mess with, so... For real? For real. This is my first time having to use witchcraft to help folks out. I make the spells, but I feel like my magic's never enough. So I tried energy readings, incantations, or extra ingredients. I wanted everyone to think I was great. Though I wouldn't have messed up this bad if I were actually great. Even this full moon ritual is a ploy. The full moon's a very powerful way to amplify magic. I was hoping to use it to fix everyone's problems tonight so I could get out of here. But it looks like I've actually done the opposite. Magic isn't supposed to be self-serving or for proving yourself or using people. It's about energy and intention. My job as a witch is to help our energies work together and strengthen our intention. That's the only way to accomplish things we can't do alone. That means my energy, your energy, and your community's energy are supposed to work together to put the best harvest festival Flora's ever seen. But I've done the opposite as a witch. Maybe my family's right. Maybe I really am. That's enough. Your magic did get out of hand, but... How many of us asked for your magic, expecting it to solve our problems immediately? Or asked Tara to do even more than we originally asked? I don't say this to excuse Tara's actions. However, Tara's correct in that the magic is all about energy and intention. We never intended to make the magic work instead of fixing our problems as a community. We just used magic to cover up and hide from our problems. Whether we want to admit it or not, that's why the last witch left too. That's why Flora is the way it is. I won't keep repeating that mistake. If we're going to start being more honest with each other, there's something I need to say. This is my last term as mayor. After this, I intend to travel all over the world. It's a dream I've had for a while, and I'm not getting any younger, so... Gran, that's great. Nisha, I should have said this ages ago, and I keep saying, but I'm proud of you. Not to ruin the mood, but who will be mayor? Mel, I think you'd be an excellent candidate for mayor. I'd be happy to endorse you. Wow, that means so much for you to say that, can I think it over? Of course. Devin turns to Nisha. I don't want to perform at the festival. I'd rather work together with local musicians, bring the community in more, you know? Wow, really? That sounds like a great idea. I'm sure Gren and Mel will be happy to help. I thought you'd be disappointed. Devin, I would never be disappointed. You're my best friend. I'm so sorry I made you feel that way. I was just so worried about the festival. You know that special talent you have for reaching into people's souls and tearing them out? Yeah? Well, your music can also reach into people's souls and heal them. In fact, you just gave me an idea. What if I put together a community art project for the festival too? That sounds amazing. Let's bring this community together. Mel's right. I'm too focused on the Madeleines, but I want to get them right, so please have patience. I know I get tunnel vision and I push myself too hard. We all want this festival to succeed, but can we consider the festival a success if we burn ourselves out? Ruth's right, we need to approach this festival as a community. Since everyone's making big confessions, I feel like I have to make one too. But, I don't know if I have anything to confess, but I know how hard it is to be honest with people. But maybe if we all try together, it'll be easier for all of us, so yeah? Does anyone have anything else they'd like to say? You look around and see everyone chatting amongst themselves. Is it just you, or do you feel like the energy of Flora just shifted? Did you plan for this? Mwahaha. My most successful experiment yet. Don't worry, I know you didn't. But I think Margie, your gran did. Huh? What do you mean? I think it's getting pretty late. If there's one thing we could all use, it's a little rest, don't you think? Everyone nods in agreement. How about we wrap this up? Everyone nods in agreement as they let out yawns. You all make your way home. Caw-caw! Yeah, that didn't go how I expected either. But do you think what Ruth said about Gran was right? Caw-caw! Yeah, I guess I wouldn't put it past her either. Gran's teaching methods have always been a little different. But it looks like we're sticking around till the festival. For some reason, I'm feeling pretty happy about that. With everyone working together, maybe we can do something pretty cool. Well, we should do as Ruth said and get some rest. Caw-caw! Alright, I think we rest and call it a stream here. We made it through the full moon. That puts us about halfway through the game. I don't know what the coming days look like in terms of like potion brewing or anything like that. But at the very least, time-wise, we're about halfway through the game. So thank you all for coming by for this chill Sunday stream. I hope you all had a good time. I had a good time. I know things are kind of crazy out there for what I think are obvious reasons, and I know everybody who's been in this chat probably has a reason to be upset or to fear, given Tuesday's election results and given what we are very aware is coming. I just want to say, remember that when you're worrying, to take a moment to breathe and remind yourself that you're relatively okay in the moment. I know we're very worried about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends, our family members. But if we're not okay on this journey, like, we can't help other people or be there for others either. So just take it easy. Remind yourself to chill. Come back next week for another Chill Sunday stream, you know. And, yeah. So, I will talk to you all at least by next Sunday, and I'll be on the Discord. Definitely check out the link in the description down below if you're someone new. Feel free to join up, and we have great conversations, good community, and everything of that sort. There's also a link to the Patreon in the description down below if you want to see more streams like this, or eventually, hopefully, get to some videos again soon. Now that, we're past this election cycle. I think it's time. So, yeah, with that said, though, I'll give you all 5 minutes to chill amongst yourselves if you want to wrap up any conversations or just chill. Be cool. And, yeah, with that said, though, my name is Anarchist Terra. See you all next time. Have a good one. Bye for now.